Good evening. I wanted to respond to your question of how might you combine these theories to help someone with anxiety or depression. So both of these theories state that our reality is socially constructed. And so our reality is based off of the language we use and through the experiences that um, we have. And so both of these theories are strength based and they're empowering. And so these theories, the counselor helps facilitate the telling of a person's story or narrative and the reframing of that a story or narrative, giving them new purpose and new meaning. I think of the Message translation of Romans 12:2, and it talks about don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. And I'm thinking of the social constructs of how we base our reality. And it goes on to say, instead, fix your attention to God. You'll be changed from the inside out. So that transformational change that we are seeking with all of our clients and within ourselves constantly. So readily recognize what he wants from you and quickly respond to it, unlike the culture around you. And that's that language we use to define ourselves and our experiences. And it goes on to say, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity. God brings the best out of you, develop well formed maturity in you. Um, and so, again, when we're talking about the narrative approach, we are assisting our clients with modifying those painful beliefs, those while instilling those values they have, and trying to separate those stories, those dominant stories that they have internalized, um, that probably have resulted in the depression, um, and again give them alternative life stories and new meanings. um, the article that I read about the solution focused brief therapy just talks about how the counselor helps the client focus on how they have dealt with or the strategies they've used to overcome the depression, or not necessarily overcome, but how they help manage that depression. And so to focus on those strategies, um, instead of focusing on that narrative, um, and the language they used that resulted in the depression or led to the depression. And so those are my thoughts on how these two theories can support someone going through depression. Thank you and have a great evening.